injury less than a year ago. Had to teach himself to walk again. Here he is at the Paralympic Games already. Extraordinary story, one of many within the American 14. Seth Yarn, the number 9, one of 4 who are former or current serving members of the US military. Marcel Geesman said that his side had a realistic ambition of reaching the semi-finals. So we're underway, the second match in Pool B of this Paralympic 7-a-side football competition. The USA in the white and blue, and immediately on the attack, and very nearly catching out George van Altena in the Netherlands goal. What a start that would have been. It's end-to-end right from the beginning, with Minne de Vos attempting a shot for the Dutch. At nearly the perfect start for the USA. Well, it's interesting enough already, but that would have made things fascinating. No doubting the American team are the underdogs, not just in this match, but in the 4-team group. Joey Mensah with the ball forward. 2 good challenges by Adam Ballou. Klein Luchtebelt it was with the shot rising all the time. An energetic start. Sounds how we might see a higher tempo here than we saw in the match between Iran and Argentina earlier on. No offsides, remember, in 7-a-side. So the flag was never going to go up there against Jeroen Sat. Here's Drew Bremer. 5 of the American 7 are playing their first matches in the Paralympic 7-a-side football, and this might be a chance for Ballou, who has scored, and quite wonderfully too. What a start for Stuart Sharp's American side, and what a terrific finish by Adam Ballou. A stunner for the Dutch. Ballou's pace right from the long ball. A tiny little flick from Tyler Bennett. In went Ballou. And Van Altena beaten. Dream start for the Americans. David Garza trying to clear. In the pool matches in London 2012, the USA side were beaten 9-0, 8-0 and 4-0. So this is already an improvement. Klein Luchtebelt with the ball in, useful. Minne de Vos, well closed down by Bremer. The Americans already showing the kind of commitment that their coach was asking for pre-tournament. Klein Luchtebelt with a shot come pass. Garza was in the way. Plenty of space for the cross to come in. Hensley with the clearance. Bennett is after this. And Van Altena and Lars Konijn got in something of a muddle. And the goalkeeper, Boyle, played his part in this. 2 touches from one end of the field to the other. And the 3rd touch from Balou right into the corner. Took it really well. Gaza tried to help that on, gave the Netherlands the chance to counter. Here's Jeroen Skeitert. Now De Vos. Well done by Bremer, and he was just caught as he cleared the ball, earning the US team the free kick. Drew Bremer, who a year ago didn't even realise there was a USA Paralympic football team. He saw a reference to it on Twitter and decided to check it out. Here he is in Rio. Funny how things turn out sometimes. Little tiniest twists of fate. Hensley, the American captain, driving another long pass forward, looking for Bremer. It's a very open game. And Gaza's clearance went slicing away. It will be a Dutch corner. The 2 beyond him, had it been a little bit more accurate from the men in orange. Seem to get support wherever they go around the world, Dutch. Easily identifiable support as well. Here's Klein Luchtebelt. And away from his man very easily and very well. Ran into traffic. Hensley and Balou threw themselves in the way. This is Josh Brunet. Brunet just let that one run. And your own set is going to attempt to punish him for the error here, waiting for support. Arrives in the shape of Skeitert, who was well dispossessed by Bremer. He's made a composed start. Gaza was fouled, just pulled back by Skeitert. Hensley took that nicely and has found Bremer. And the Americans look confident here. It's a super dummy. And then the effort by Balou was not as accurate as he might have liked. It was a decent chance. It was really well worked, actually, right from the beginning from Hensley. Klein Luchtebelt. It's a Dutch corner. He does look dangerous on the ball, the Dutch number 4.
Go, Josh!
It's neatly worked with De Vos. Gaza's clearance more up than out. This is Skeitert. Klein Luterbelt in a bit of space. Another corner. And the Dutch beginning to press here for an equalising goal. Having gone behind in the 3rd minute. Gaza with the clearance. Klein Luterbelt again, just putting the ball into a dangerous area. They're working hard and communicating furiously, the American side. Gaza again, making a determined move towards the ball at the expense of another Dutch corner. And they're racking up already. Klein Luterbelt away from Bennett. Well, that's number 6 that's coming now. Someone shouted they'll do this all day. They might have to if it keeps going in this pattern. This is Adam Ballou, who's already scored one and had a decent chance, which he missed. But he's been heavily involved. Gaza with the long throw in, and Ballou was there, and Ballou just nudged his opponent. And that's the decision against the American from Ross Haswell, the referee. They're not frightened of being direct, as they showed with the opening goal, the Americans. Klein Luterbelt is on the run. Good handling from Boyle. And Klein Luterbelt is beating opponents every time he gets on the ball, and that is posing an issue for the American defence. Well taken. And Bremer joining in, Bennett at the far post, and Bremer went for the near. May have been looking to try and pick out Tyler Bennett at the far post, but he's won the corner regardless. Every Dutch player back in and around the goal area. Ballou with the ball in, and Hensley, who got up really well for the USA. Gaza is forward here. The return from Gaza didn't give Ballou much of a chance. Mina de Vos able to accelerate. Bremer showed him inside, and that's worked well for the Americans. Ballou again. Lost it and then found it again, and then won the free kick. It's been a good outlet for them. Using his pace to release a bit of pressure, as and when the Dutch have built it up. Josh Brunet with a free kick for the USA. They've got an aerial threat, and that will be a goal kick off Drew Bremer. Useful looking cross in. And Hensley did terrifically well to just flick the header on away from Skytert, who was right behind him. It's a pleasing ebb and flow about this. It really is one end to the other. Oh, that's a lovely pass. Klein Luterbelt is in space here, and he looked for the pass, but he might get a second chance. Back to Jeroen Set. And Gaza throwing himself into his defensive work, and it came off Skytert, and he's out for a goal kick. Bremer's got himself into a bit of trouble. De Vos picked his pocket. Klein Luterbelt is appearing on the left-hand side all the time, and that could have gone anywhere from Gaza. He's grateful it went over the crossbar. Klein Luterbelt again. He's just getting on the ball and waltzing into the penalty area. He wants a penalty for handball. The defender was clutching his face. No reason for Marcel Geestman to be overly concerned, you wouldn't think, at this stage. Still early on, midway through the first half. The USA have started very well. Bremer away from De Vos and into space, and with runners left and right. Here's Hensley. Hensley might think about going on his own. That was in his mind. Klein Luterbelt is causing trouble. That was the bluff from David Gaza. He certainly hit his arm. I wondered at first sight whether that's what he was trying to do. Corner was whipped in by Tyler Bennett. They've got some useful set-piece takers. Brunet riding one challenge. That's a super pass. Oh, it's a super chance for Tyler Bennett. And there could have been more goals here, perhaps at both ends, but Stuart Sharp and his American team are playing in promising fashion. USA hitting the target more often at the moment. Ooh, and Sean Boyle just got caught in two minds there. I think that touched his gloves on the way through. He was thinking about leaving it and then had a moment of doubt, which could have led to disaster. This came off his boot. And Klein Luterbelt is on the ball again and didn't make the most of it that time. Space for Hensley, and he's rolled it nicely into the feet of Bremer. It's just too far in front of Balou. Just a little more composure required perhaps from Drew Bremer. Well, the Dutch have had more of the ball. The Americans have created some better sights of goal. Here's De Vos on the run. It's a really open game. Klein Luterbelt. That's the test for Sean Boyle. Got down well. There's Joey Mensah, the only man on the field who's now playing in the Paralympic Games for the third time. And Luke Tebelt's pass looked to be heading to no man's land, but it's been well recovered. Boyle has been pretty solid for the States. Hensley has found Bremer in space, not for the first time. Game is really stretched. Physically, this is going to be a real test for both teams by the end of the hour. Everyone's covering a lot of ground. USA, you sense, growing in confidence. Feel there's no reason perhaps why they can't surprise the Dutch here and hang on to or extend this lead. Here's the goal scorer, Balou. Couldn't get beyond the challenge, but Hensley came in to support him. Here's Tyler Bennett. Renee's first touch was rather heavy, and that could be trouble for the USA. Luke Tebelt running at the last man and going for goal, and the keeper stood very firm. One mistake, and all of a sudden it opened right up for the Netherlands. Here's Colline. Shot from range can be problematic with so many players right in front of the goalkeeper. Here's Luke Tebelt's effort. He got plenty of power behind it. Hensley trying to stay with Luke Tebelt. He's quite evidently the danger man for the Netherlands. Ooh, and then it went through a crowd, and sharp reactions from Boyle again. He's been kept pretty busy. There's the danger from long range. Players get in front and can obscure the goalkeeper's vision. Reacted really well. There's been space down the sides for the Americans. This is Brunet. Now he's got Bennett in the centre here if he can find him. Back it goes to Bremer. Well, they didn't make the most of that. They're getting in regularly down the sides. Well, it's impossible to see this game continuing at just the 1-0 for much longer, surely. Every attack seems to result in a pretty palatable chance. Luke Tebelt has gone a long way again. He very nearly found the teammate. He's looking for your own Sat. And Joey Mensah just ran that out of play. Yeah, perfect record so far for Boyle, who's done everything asked of him. Bennett couldn't hold it up. So Dutch ball. Just over 5 minutes to half-time. Balou's goal in the 3rd minute still divides the sides. Gaza read that pass well. Hensley's very close to his own goal, rather Brunet. Lars Konijn for the Netherlands. Klein Luchtebelt. Always looking to unleash with that left boot. Skytek just about saw off Bremer. Klein Luchtebelt heading towards the centre this time. This is Minne de Vos. Baloo with the interception, then Gaza in the way with the challenge. Will be a corner. Americans are defending the centre of their goal, penalty box, very well. De Vos, he's got space and time. Well, again, I think the American team will be happy with a shot from that kind of position. It's fairly low percentage from Minne de Vos. They're taking the shots from those areas because the Americans have jammed up the middle. Sean Boyle, he does have a hefty right boot on him. Clearance that led so clearly to the opening goal of the game. Hensley forward this time, couldn't bring it down. Seemed to pull Klein Luchtebelt back there, and that will be a Dutch free kick. Klein Luchtebelt and Hensley, the respective Class 8 players. The least impaired of the 4 classifications. Goalkeeper struggling there, and Minne de Vos missed the target. And that's a huge chance for the Netherlands to equalise just before half-time. Beautiful pass from Lars Konijn. And Minne de Vos looked favourite to equalise here. Sean Boyle was nowhere. It's the Americans who've looked dangerous in the air from corners and throw-ins and the occasional long pass, but that should have been 1-1. Last 2 minutes of the first half then. And here's Klein Luchtebelt once more. Ooh. Boyle went for the punch and found nothing but thin air. Hensley is a calming influence in the centre for the Americans. And then Drew Bremer decided to go for goal from an awfully long way out. Sure, inside he'll be hugely excited, but Klein Luchtebelt, again, he was looking for Skytet, but Gaza had his angles spot on. He's got in down the side so many times, but he just hasn't quite found a teammate. De Vos. And Boyle with a shout of keepers. And with seconds of the first half remaining, the USA maintaining this slender lead. This would be a huge result for the American side if they can hang on to this. Long way to go yet. No added time, that is the end of the first period. The Netherlands have had more of the ball. Klein Luchtebelt has been a constant threat, but Hensley and co will be delighted. Adam Ballou, the number 7, got the goal in the 3rd minute. And the USA have had chances to extend that lead. It would be a surprise. At half-time, the more fancied Dutch are behind. The Netherlands 0, the USA 1, the half-time score. It's a half chance really, wasn't it? Right at the beginning, the long ball downfield, a little flick on. And the first time effort from Ballou right into the corner. He had a really good chance some 6 minutes after as well to make it 2. Tyler Bennett also had a clear sight of goal. Yes, Minna de Vos should probably have equalised with a header just before half-time. And the Dutch have had more of the ball. But the USA chances, when they've come, have been good ones. And they'll feel on that alone, they're good value for their lead. A result that potentially could really open up Pool B. But a long way to go still. It was tight between these two sides in the World Championships a year ago in a quarter-final match. Went all the way to extra time. So they are well used to playing out close encounters. In truth, though, the way this has been played, open end-to-end, both teams will feel they should have scored goals aplenty. And it's been a really good watch. Plenty to cram into the half-time highlights. Right from the off, and here we are in the 3rd minute, the little flick on from Tyler Bennett and Adam Ballou, first time into the near corner. Right from Sean Boyle's kick downfield. Tiniest of touches from Bennett, but enough. And even though he was off balance, what a terrific finish that was from Adam Ballou. And, you could see immediately what it meant to the USA. A bit of a stunner for the Dutch, but it could have been worse. Here's Bremer, forcing a save from George van Altena. And Kevin Hensley getting up well as well. Klein Luchtebelt on that left side looked to test Sean Boyle pretty regularly in the first half. Poor touch from Josh Brunet led to a really good opportunity for the Dutch. They had 2 forward. Klein Luchtebelt in the end went himself, and this was the chance right at the end of the half. Minna de Vos, you could see he was angry with himself for not having equalised. So a fascinating first half, really good one, and everything to play for. But the Dutch under some pressure, the USA in position to cause the first big upset of this 7-a-side football tournament. Half-time score then, Netherlands 0, USA 1. Second half is on the way.
Cadê o beijinho no neném? Todo mundo dando beijinho no neném.
Let's welcome both sides back for the start of the second half.
Well, looks like the USA head coach Stuart Sharp could well be plotting a change or two at half-time, with his side leading by 1-0. Adam Baloo in the 3rd minute of the game. And some changes perhaps to be made tactically for the Dutch as well. Klein looked about getting the reassurance that he can make the difference in this second half. He's come close on several occasions to doing so. Dutch number 10, Daan Dikken, is going to come on at the start of this second half. Plenty of thinking to do though. This would be a surprise result if the Americans were to hang on to it. Marcel Geestman said when the squad was announced, the team's realistic ambition was to reach the semi-final and then to have 2 matches to try and win a medal. Well, if anything, since then, their chance, you'd think, would have improved with the replacement in the group of Russia with Iran. Great to see so many having such a good time on both the Dutch and the American side. They have a chance to make a little bit of history though, these American players. And we'll see how they react to that opportunity as we get closer to the final whistle. Well, they're loving every second at the moment. Maybe didn't come expecting a USA victory, but they've got that possibility now. Been on the losing end so many times recently against the Dutch. Add to that a playoff game in London 4 years ago, in which the Netherlands won by 5-0. Referee Haswell just waiting for the all clear to get us back underway. So Daan Dikken is on for the Dutch, replacing Jeroen Schuitert for the start of the second half. So the second half begins with the Americans hoping that they might seal a little piece of Paralympic history. It's been an awfully long time since they won a match in the seven-a-side football. Lost all 5 they played in 2012, lost all 4 in 2004 in Athens. It's Atlanta since the US team last won a match at the Paralympics 20 years ago. But they competed brilliantly in the first half to keep this man, Klein Luchtebelt, and his Dutch teammates at bay. There's space here immediately for Konijn. It's beautifully worked. Decent bit of goalkeeping. Klein Luchtebelt. And then the effort, tipped onto the crossbar by Boyle. It's another good save. Fast start to the second period, though, by the Netherlands. Doubtless stung. Maybe the odd harsh word from their coach at half-time. They worked it really well. Jeroen Sat was in there. That was the first of the saves from Boyle. Minute of Os. Now Dikken, the substitute, who came on at half-time for Schuitert. Klein Luchtebelt lingering out on the right-hand side. Easy for Drew Bremer to read, though. Somewhat telegraphed the pass by Daan Dikken. Hensley's going on the run to the outside. And Bremer able to check back and find him. Yes, he's the US captain. Oh, and he'll be disappointed, Hensley. Lose control in such a promising position. It's Klein Luchtebelt, was it, who hit it so powerfully? No, in fact, it was Lars Konijn. Really good bit of defending by Bremer. Bennett in pursuit. Felt he was obstructed from getting to the ball, but Konijn just shielding him. De Vos took it well. And away from Balou. What options does he have? Klein Luchtebelt is there. Oh, and Boyle was there to deny him again. It's becoming a personal battle between those two. That's just wrong footing, Conine. Recovered very well. Here's Dickon. Into Set. Oh, he got it in early. Wasn't a bad idea. His eyes are darting more anxiously than they were at the start of the game, the Dutch coach. Hensley's pass, very well judged to Balou. Doesn't look to have quite the energy, Balou, that he had at the start of the game, quite understandably. Match being played in great humidity. And the whole of the pitch is being constantly used by both teams. It's very physically demanding. Substitutions from both coaches are bound to be a factor. Conine. De Vos. Dickett is there with him. Hensley taking possession though, calmly for the American team. Gaza, who got his body in the way so many times in the first half, made a number of important blocks in the first 10-15 minutes particularly. Here's De Vos. Set making the run. His return pass. Brunet just got there for the USA. Dickon finding space. De Vos taking it on the half turn. Conine looking to try and find Klein Luchtebelt. The danger's not clear. But Sean Boyle was alert once again. He's having a terrific game, the American keeper. It's a really good touch there from Hensley in a potentially difficult position. Balou. Hensley just looks to be a really good influence for the Americans. Tyler Bennett looking for an option. No need to hurry from an American perspective. They have the advantage. Onus on the Dutch very much. Gaza. Balou just pulled back towards the goal line. That was a decent strike. Tyler Bennett hit that fiercely. But the save has led immediately to a counter-attack, and this is Klein Luchtebelt, the man the Americans don't want on the ball. Space. And another good save by Boyle. Well, Boyle's enjoying himself. Klein Luchtebelt must be getting frustrated to a degree. But it was a very swift counter-attack by the Dutch again. Once more, Klein Luchtebelt. Well, Sean Boyle is saying he's got it covered. And the shots are raining down from that one man in particular, and from his left foot in particular. Official stats say Klein-Luchtebelt on his own has had 13 shots on goal. And he's off again. This might be number 14. It's a good pass towards Mensah. But the threat of Gaza's challenge was just enough to put him off. Dutch goalkeeper with his own fan club, and that's one reason why. Flying save. Hasn't done much wrong, has he? Beaten by an excellent early shot by Adam Balu in the 3rd minute of the game. Feels like a long time ago already. But the Americans have done much more than just hold on to that lead. Work the space for Dicken here. Well read by Bremer, who looks to have a real instinct for what the opponents are going to do and for the right pass. Seth Yarn, the American forward, is going to come on. Dutch supporters trying to get behind their side. Dicken into set. Gaza away. Jeroen set. Into De Vos. Back to Conine. It's pretty simple in the end by Sean Boyle standards. It's going to have to be a fine shot to get past him on the form he has shown so far. Balu went down screaming, but I think the challenge was a fair one. Dutch didn't really make the most of the opportunity once they had won the ball. Now Hensley into space. What's he got to his right? Seeking out Bennett in the centre. Klein-Luchtebelt to Dicken. Hensley just tugged his shirt a little. Klein-Luchtebelt looked for goal. Well, he's tried all manner of ways to get past Sean Boyle. Boyle is demanding ever more from his defence. He was moving backwards sharply for a while. Seth Yarn replacing Tyler Bennett. Extraordinary life story that Seth Yarn has got. Badly injured on duty for the US Army. He's done an awful lot of travelling and climbing of some of the world's highest mountains since then. Klein-Luchtebelt running at Brunet, beating Brunet, getting it back onto his left foot. Always where he wanted it. Oh, and the counter. Yarn, just for a second, looked like he might get there. Twisting one way and then the other. It was Gaza again, you know, with the block. De Vos this time. Brunet with the intervention. Oh, it's a super pass at the turn and the flick in. Jeroen Set with the improvisation that levels the game. It was always going to be something special to beat Sean Boyle. And the quick thinking of Jeroen Set has done the job for the Dutch.
Goal scored by the Netherlands, number 2.
Conine's low shot, and look at this little flick. Really well thought and really well taken. And it bobbled up off the turf as well. And he still managed to get the contact. Well, you'd have to say on the balance of play, a number of times they've threatened the American goal. The Dutch are good value for that equaliser. Well, you'd understand the disappointment in the American goal because Sean Boyle has played an extraordinary game. And Luke Tebelt away from the American captain. Here he comes again, the Dutch number 4. Ooh, a good little angle on the ball in, and Baloo just about got enough of the studs on it. The Dutch shots on goal have been racking up throughout. They've had 12, 7 on target in this third quarter of the game alone. The first 15 minutes of the second half. 27 attempts on goal in the match to this point. Here's Klein Luke Tebelt. Is there a goal in this game for him? Hensley came in quickly. Klein Luke Tebelt was dallying somewhat. Conine attempting the cross. Do the USA still have the energy to keep going? Is the Dutch passing going to wear them down? And towards Jeroen Set, he's just taking up awkward positions in front now. Seth Yarn on the counter-attack for the Americans. Joey Mensah was the defender. There's the little flick. Exactly what he was looking for. And Altena was a little hesitant, and always difficult moving backwards to claim it, but he judged it well enough in the end. And maybe the challenge on the goalkeeper a little over physical. The yellow card was brandished towards both Hensley and Yarn. It's Hensley who's taken it for that, yeah. Just delaying the restart. Well, I think Hensley would have been the player booked, but we'll look for confirmation of that. Well, Kevin Hensley, I think, has had a terrific game for the US. Seems a little rueful that he's coming off with a score at 1-1, but Stephen Bowman is his replacement. Both Class 8 players. Can only have one of those on the pitch at any one time. The least impaired of the 4 classifications that take part in 7-a-side football. 2-on-2 here for Yarn, and with Bowman to his right. Yarn eventually has found Bowman. American corner. Adam Baloo with the corner for the United States. They've had an aerial presence throughout. Seth Yarn was the man looking for it, and Altena with the punch. Heading towards the last 10 minutes of a match which could yet go either way. Bowman didn't make the right contact. Here's Klein Luchtebelt, who still looks to be running well for the Dutch. De Vos, 4 up here for the Dutch. De Vos ran out of space. He's been sat down for most of the game, Stuart Sharp. It's getting right to the business end of this match. And a draw would still be an excellent result for the Americans. Neatly done by Jan. Here's Bremer. He can whip in those crosses with the left foot. We've seen that. Beyond Baloo. Last 10 minutes of what has been a terrific game. 27 attempts on goal from the Netherlands, 9 from the US. US held the lead for a long time. Took the lead in the 3rd minute. Equaliser came deep into the second half. In the 44th minute from Jeroen Set. That's been given to the Americans by the referee, to Dan Dickens' surprise. Here's Jan. Bremer is just in field. That's gone against Seth Jan. Here's Set, got the equalising goal. Bremer made the initial interception, then realised the ball was drifting into a dangerous area. Had to tidy it up himself. Well, there certainly have been tournaments when the American side has just been the rank outsider and has taken heavy beating after heavy beating. If they keep up this level of play, they'll get more success, but the Dutch could still end up winners here. They've been the stronger throughout the second half. Two goal scorers here, Baloo and Set. And Baloo will enjoy the outcome. And Jan, using his muscles to turn away from Mensah, didn't really have the pace to accelerate, but he's held the ball up usefully for the American team. And was stealing in towards goal there too. Bremer, we got a long way. It's a decent pull back, and Jan's chance was a really good one. Wasn't intended as a pass towards Bowman. Bremer did brilliantly here. All began right in that corner when Baloo played it clear. Further evidence that even though the Netherlands have had far more attempts on goal, the USA have created good chances throughout this game. Klein Luchtebelt. Space. The slip there from Lars Colijn at the crucial moment cost him. Was pretty unlucky there. Well won by Bowman for the States, and Baloo away from his man. And here's Seth Yarn with a chance. Another clear sight of goal. And George van Altena doing his bit for the Dutch. What a good game this has been. And the outcome right in the balance. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Baloo played it perfectly into the path of Yarn. Just see the gritted teeth of frustration. Every player out there would love to be the one, of course, to score the winning goal. The adrenaline must be pumping for all the players right now. Bremer with the clearance. He's had a really good game down that left side for the American team. He's a really accomplished player. Mensah back to Conine, struck the crossbar at the start of the second half. Set winning the corner from Gaza. Klein-Luchtebelt looking for space on that left foot. Here he comes. Away by Gaza, throwing himself at it time after time. Well, Klein-Luchtebelt went over a little easily there, but he's got the free kick. How much contact was there here from Brunet? Well, yep. Klein-Luchtebelt did get in front of him, and there was contact with the knee. No complaints from the American defender. 17 times we've seen him try his luck, Klein-Luchtebelt, in this game alone. 17 times the one player has tried to beat Sean Boyle. Will number 18 do the damage? Sean Boyle struggling to get them away from his goal. And he went low, and it will be a corner. That's what the assistant referee is saying. Yarn read it well, but he's out of the play now. And Klein-Luchtebelt again. And this time, yes! In the end, he's found a way. His 19th effort of the game. And it flew past Sean Boyle and into the corner. And with 3.5 minutes remaining, it might be the difference maker. Disbelief among the Americans. But Klein-Luchtebelt and that left foot of his has finally found a way through. It fizzed through the air. Keep on trying, and you'll finally find a way. Well, part of you feels that it's cruel on the Americans, but on efforts, a number of efforts alone. Baloo with the ball in, oh, and a super header, and then Yarn over the top. It was Bremer who met it initially. They just keep on creating good chances. Good reactions, and then Yarn actually did really well to control the ball, bouncing up at an awkward height, and made a good chance out of something pretty difficult. Those numbers suggest the Netherlands should be winning by a distance, but it's closer than that in reality. Klein-Luchtebelt again. This time, De Vos missed his kick, and then brought down Bowman rather cynically, and will get a yellow card. Two minutes to go. A foul designed to stop a dangerous counter-attack and kill the game with so little time remaining. Well, that was clumsy as well from Klein-Luchtebelt on Bowman. 90 seconds left. It'll be really tough to take for the USA team. Jan just waiting to time his run on the edge of the penalty area. Bremer takes. Out by Conine. Further out by Set, who got that all-important equalising goal. Bremer again. The final minute of the 60. The Dutch going to get the better of the Americans again. Or is there still time for one late twist? Jan's ball in. Too high, too heavy. Gaza kept it in. They have thrown everything they've had at the Netherlands today. It's been a terrific game. So many good chances, so much entertainment. USA have come here to do so much more than just defend, while the Netherlands have played an expansive game themselves. And the header in! An equaliser with 10 seconds to go. Adam Balou was up with a header. And look what it means to the Americans. A goal right at the start of the game by Balou, and one right at the end to earn them a point. Jan's long throw and Balou's header took a little deflection and right into the corner. Well, more than a little deflection. A big slice of fortune for the US team. It went in off Conine, and nothing Van Altena could do to stop it. Well, the latest of late twists, but still there's 3 minutes of added on time to play. And we're not quite done yet. And it goes again. Gaza's gone down. Dutch ball is the signal. There's still around 90 seconds of added on time to play. You wouldn't back against there being a significant chance for one side or the other. Set. Simple for Sean Boyle. Gaza looking for Seth Jan. Back pass was calm enough. The last minute of added on time then. Can the Netherlands create a winning chance? Klein Luchtebelt. He again looking for space on that left side, and well, they'll get a corner. Here it was, the long throw from Jan. Here's Dan Dicken. Surely into the American penalty area it will go. Set on the far side. Bowman just stood his ground. Didn't dive in. Calm defending. Neatly done by Jan again. And Balou is still chasing. He was chasing in the first minute and he is chasing in the last. And the referee has looked at his watch. And there are mere seconds remaining. Oh, and that flicked off the head of Brunet. And they're looking at the referee, hopefully waiting for the whistle, which just won't quite come. And there is time for this corner, which Guido Fleurs will take. And Dicken can't quite keep it in, and that is the end. And it's the American players who will celebrate a late equalising goal, but what a terrific advert this has been for Paralympic seven-a-side football. This the late equaliser. Baloo getting up and winning the header, and it bounced in off Conine. And a huge moment for the American team, who led for so long through Baloo's early goal, but had gone behind after set, and finally Klein Luchtebelt had put the Netherlands in front. A terrific game, and a point apiece at the end of it. Netherlands 2, USA 2. Well, in the end, the Netherlands, 32 attempts on goal, of which 14 were on target. 13 attempts from the Americans, of which 8 forced the goalkeeper into action. That just will linger in the memory more than anything is a committed match from both sides. Both prepared to play, both opened the pitch right up, kept on attacking, kept on passing. It was a glorious advert for seven-a-side football, it really was. And you thought Klein Luchtebelt had won it for the Dutch, but bravely the USA team kept on coming. And they will say that they thoroughly deserved their equaliser. Disappointed though the Dutch fans will feel that they didn't take the 3 points. And there is disappointment, that's for sure. It's a blow to their chances. The Dutch, they will feel that there's a decent chance of a medal from these games. The USA, probably not quite so much, but a point on the board is already a decent return. What a terrific contest that left everybody richly entertained from start to finish. And at the end of it, the USA have achieved their first point in a group stage match at a Paralympic seven-a-side tournament for 20 years. Something they will cherish. Terrific match has ended. The Netherlands 2, United States of America 2.